here we are for Agency Power Hour number 37. Ahmed
Hello.
Hopkins with me as always. Keith Gaitan, say hello. John Pasamato, say hello. And
Hey, how you doing?
Kelly, say hello. Hopefully you all are doing well. I have been on a constant just workflow, man. This never ends. I mean, I got videos wrapped in today. Most of the day today, things with the programmer, adding things to EngageSnap, BeaconSnap, and one thing we were going to give you guys today, and we still are, is TxTDash. So we've been showing this thing off probably for the last couple calls, maybe 3 or 4, giving you some of the updates, what we've been doing, and we're finally ready to put this in your hands. So there's a few things that you guys should know. Any BeaconSnap member, either on this call or that is currently paying for a subscription right now, is considered a founding member. They're going to get free access to our TxTDash system, 100% free. And we are going to close up free access to TxTDash Friday at midnight. So if you know anybody that quit and you think TxTDash is cool, get your buddies back on, because when they join, or if anybody else joins after Friday, they're going to have to pay for TxTDash. So another bonus plan for you guys. So let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and hit F11 if this thing works. There we go. So this is the system we've been talking about, TxTDash. If you guys want to have access to it, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go into your members area inside AgencySnap. You're going to click on Software. You're going to click on TxTDash. And then you're going to see the auto login area for TxTDash. So this will create your account, and this is also the place where you're going to be able to automatically log in. So currently right now, this is for USA and Canada. International is maybe a week out. That is going to be bundled with TxTDash.net, which is going to be our international platform. So you guys are more than likely to create your accounts here. Even if you're international, we are going to end up plugging you into the .NET API when it's ready. So what do you do to set up a TxTDash account as a BeaconSnap quote slash AgencySnap member? Come over here. Do you currently have a TxTDash account? Obviously, the question or the answer is going to be no. Hopefully this works. I've tested this several times and it went through. So if this doesn't work, I'm sorry, but it might work for you guys, but I'm going to go ahead and try it out. So I'm going to create my TxTDash account right now. So it's creating your account. Please wait up to 30 seconds. When it's done, it should give you credentials to log in. TxTDash account successfully created. So I'm going to click OK. Now it gives me my login, which is this right here. I'm going to click on Login Now. And of course, oh yeah, I got my my cookies are enabled. If I was going to go directly, so let me open this up, and your auto login will work like this because you have no cookies in place. And my cookies are set here too. But you guys can work with that, but you should be able to log in with that. I'm just going to make sure that this did create my account. So I'm going to go ahead and just automatically plug in my details. So I'm going to copy that. Paste it, copy this, paste it, and then I'm going to log in, and hopefully it'll log me in. I don't think it's working. Let me try it again. So if you guys can go in there and see if you guys can get this thing
back to the old login, that's why.
Is it defaulting back?
Yeah, it did. Why don't you open that? Click open in like Firefox. Go to Firefox and try it.
Well, that's what I did.
Oh.
What's weird, I don't even think Wootex is my login for this system. So something is cached there. Here, I'm going to do something here. So if you want to color commentate for a second, I'm going to
I'll go over, there's lots of fun new features that we'll show you in EngageSnap after this. But one of the coolest features that was just recently added is on the smart form where we want to collect additional user information from customers. An additional way to entice them or to remind them to finish filling out their information is we've added at the bottom of the smart form a little box that you can check that will send out a reminder to them either daily, weekly, or monthly until they complete their profile registration. So you try to keep nudging them to fulfill all of their information. And then, of course, on profile fulfillment, you can execute a thank you coupon offer to them for the business. So that is there. I don't think it was there last week, but it's there now. And I'll show you a screenshot of it, or we'll go live on it and I'll show you that button. But right at the bottom of your smart form, as you're creating that smart form for profile information, there's just a little box and you can check it, and it'll, and obviously what it's using is either the phone number or the email, because at the bare minimum, just to initiate an account, you're collecting at the very least their phone number and email at all, right? And so you're using that to continually solicit them to finish their profile with their name and their age and their gender and their birthday and whatever information that you're trying to grab from them to complete an entire client or customer profile. Are you ready, Ed?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm actually, the reason why this is not letting me in because this account already exists. So that's why it wasn't automatically created. So I forgot to delete my instance inside text, but everybody here is reporting that they're in. So I know it's not broken. So thank God. So with that said, you guys are free to browse around. When you guys get in the platform here, let me log in as somebody here. So I'm going to log in as, I'll log in as this guy, which is moi.
So what you're telling me is I can't log in.
You will be after this call here. So you guys are going to come in here. You guys can start the intro video. The first order of business is you're going to go to your My Account. Make sure you guys finish all the data inside here, and then set your TxTDash SID and token. This does use TxTDash exclusively. The reason why we're using Twilio is too expensive, and this business cannot be profitable without TxTDash. Just the way it is. But for those, like I said, with international, you guys are going to be coming here and plug in your API credentials for TxTDash.net, and you'll be able to use this for the international. So just make sure you guys complete all this. Follow the instructions in the videos. I've got the videos pretty much done for how to use the Reseller Center. I have the videos done how to use the dashboard. This one's currently in production, so I should have this uploaded after the webinar. This has been quite an undertaking to do all this. And then I got to do the advanced dashboard training as well. This is stuff that I've shown you guys already. You guys already know how to use most of this stuff based on the other webinars. But I'm going to go ahead and throw those training up there anyway. If you guys have any issues, you guys are going to go over to the support desk. You guys can reach us inside here. Just put your information in, hit submit, and that goes right to us. So you guys can have at it. Like I said, this is only going to be available to BeaconSnap, HSnap members, founding members, which is you guys that are currently paying us right now and have been with us for a long time. And this is our appreciation for everything you guys did for us. We're doing everything back for you by giving you more free stuff that is cool that you can sell. If you guys need a little refresher, if you guys forgot about TxTDash we discussed in the last couple of weeks, come down here and just click on the rates and profit sheets down here, and you can see your costs versus what you can profit per account. You're literally, for every account that uses 2,000 SMS, and John and I, we've rarely ever seen an account, especially as heavy as a dealership, their usage would be, use 2,000 SMS. So even in that worst case example, your costs are really low. So this can be just a huge profit center for you to either sell it to existing clients, to new clients, give it away as a gift for being such a great client. You have all these additional profit centers built in, SMS keywords, charge for additional agents, all the features you can charge for. Landline SMS, if you want to bring your own, if the business wants to bring their own phone number, which they use for landline, or it's a vanity number for SMS, we can use that in the system as well. All that is described and covered in the videos in the TxTDash training, so go ahead and check that out. There is a training that's specific for mastering at Textria SMS service. So you might want to check this one out too. Just goes over the features and functionality of things that would be pretty much pertinent to running this business, TxTDash. Doesn't get into like the APIs and stuff like that. There's no need for that. So Bob says, mine says coming soon. You're going to want to refresh your beacon snap. So if you click on this here, click on the screen here inside the browser, do Control F5. That'll refresh the HTML. Go over to software, click on TxTDash, because I have removed the instance that gives that alert. Any marketing materials in the works for Tech? Yes, I'm going to be working on that along with several other people, so look out for that. We're looking to get this completed, 100% completed with videos and handouts and stuff by the end of the week, because we have, obviously I have to get paid back all the money I spent on this, so I'm probably going to have to mail this to a few people so I can make my money back. Let's see here. Michael Pine, what is that link that you sent, Michael? Because I can't click on it. I can't even copy it. Yeah, it's like if yours still says coming soon when you click on this, that's nothing on our end that's wrong. It's your cache. Do click on the screen, Control F5 all at once. Oh, he said it's a screenshot, so ignore it. So cool. Does this replace Sales Text Chat? No, it doesn't, because Sales Text Chat obviously has other features that this doesn't. It has web chat, Facebook chat, has the artificial intelligence chat. It has a bunch of other things, reputation. This system doesn't have that because this is a scaled back version with a more advanced dashboard. And what I mean by advanced dashboard, if I come over here, locations, if I just click on a location here, and I log in as location, this has some pretty key elements which are integral into making this probably one of the best communication tools that are out there. So if I click on agent management, and then, chat management, click on the bubble. We have implemented this week, let me go back to one that has some chat so it makes more sense to you guys. Let me go back and click on this guy here, I think. There we go. So there's a chat in there. All right, so we are adding phone into this right now. So by clicking on the phone icon, you'll be able to click via browser. So you can plug in your headset and chat via browser, or you can use your favorite program, could be Skype, to make the call. If you do call via browser, it always initiates and marks at which point in the timeline here that you initiated the push, so you have a record of when you communicate. So this is using an external, obviously, telecommunications tool, but when we implement the actually embedded call via phone, this will also do the full recording of the call. It'll timestamp the beginning and the end. It'll also show you the total length of the call for cost purposes. And then obviously we're going to be working on packages too, so you guys can add this package. Obviously this would be a pretty expensive part of the system if you're going to have a client use this a lot. This will not work with landline off-netted numbers, only because you don't have their long code billing portion of their phone to be able to do that. So you can actually assign just on the fly a TxTDash 800 number or a long code, and then they can use that for communications. We have the ability on our end to spoof in this case, if I set this up as a dealership, the dealership's phone number. We can spoof it to make it look like the call is coming from the dealership's phone number. Well, our customers have access to training, but yes, there's going to be training videos in the main dashboard. Let's see if I can come back in here, go back. So there's going to be training videos. That's going to be probably done by Thursday, so they can watch all the white label videos. Inside this system, you'll notice here, wow, that's weird. I have this logo here. Well, for every client or location you set up, you can have your own logo right here. The one rule of thumb is TxTDash.com. This needs to be treated as a generic portal. This isn't a brand. This is a generic portal, so you cannot sell this as an app called TxTDash. You need to come up with a name for your system, create the logo, and that way you can add it to your system. But they're always going to be logging in from TxTDash. No, there's no going to be CNAME and crap or anything like that. This is going to be one install so we can manage it all and make sure that it's all correct and that we're not just dealing with multiple issues like we've had with EngageSnap with that stuff. So this is a sold as a service, one main login right here. Yep, we can spoof phone numbers. That's correct. And here's what's cool with the spoofing is if I go back to the platform here, go back to the advanced one. So let's say my system already knows that this phone number has been texting with this particular long code. So I initiate a phone call that is right here, call via phone. It starts the phone conversation. The call is going to appear to come from, in this case, the dealership's main phone number. And if, for some reason, we were to use this as the main phone number, almost like the communication phone number, we can detect when an incoming comes in and route that in the proper place so it goes to the extension of the agent. So all that's in the works. Hopefully that'll be wrapped up by the end of the week. If not this week, next week. So there is a lot of hoops that we have to go through to do all this. Obviously, we have to open certain channels in the network to make all this work. The spoofing part we've already mastered. That's no big deal. It's just the automatically of sending people to forwarding automatically to an extension. All that stuff is being worked on right now. Yeah, you're stuck with the TxTDash branding to use this system. You can put the actual, like I said, you can put your brand up here. You need to treat this like it's a generic platform. Now, when they go to the training videos, if I come over here and like click on using chat widgets, well, this isn't going to say TxTDash. This is going to be your logo right here on this. I'm going to draft these videos without the logo at the top. So this, all the training videos are going to be generic. Just need to keep in mind, I haven't even tried it yet about embedding. It is possible you could probably embed this into a web page and it'll still work. I don't think it'll work with browser notifications, but you guys are welcome to play with it. Anything you guys can think of to white label it, it's up to you, but we're not going to get into all that. It's too much. Too much goes wrong. It needs special coding to do all that stuff. How could we know what to charge since we don't control calls and call time? Well, there would have to be limitations, and we put that in a package. So obviously it's 6-second billing. You can check the Textria prices, and you'll be able to limit it that way, and then have some sort of notification that goes out if they've met a certain amount or exceeded a certain amount of minutes, we'll call it. And I think that's it. I don't see any other questions. So go ahead and play with it, guys. Like I said, don't fret that I don't have enough videos. I have been uploading like a madman all day, getting videos up into the training center. So like I said, this one is in production right now. I am going to try to upload it after this call. Hopefully this call that we're doing right now is we're going to record fine. Right, Keith?
Exactly.
Otherwise, I'm going to be making another video. So with that said, I got about 20 minutes invested here at the beginning. So Keith, I'll let you, if you need to show off something.
Yeah, I can show some stuff off.
All right, I'm going to send it back to you. Let me know when you're ready because I don't want you to show anything private.
Bring it. Bring it.
Cut it and bring it.
All right. Y'all can see my screen, it looks like. All right, so I'll go over some update stuff, some cool stuff that we've added to EngageSnap, right? So now, like you can select the registration for the users, right? And you can enable the smart form when you're creating all of these things within your coupon directory now. So now someone who's going into the directory, right? So kind of like reverse engineering it a little bit. You can also then, if you require registration to the directory, that can also then trigger the smart form as well, instead of just the smart form being part of the loyalty card, as it were. Again, it's all the same stuff, right? You're going to set up the header. You're going to set up your questions. You're going to mark what's required, what's not required, and word them appropriately. And then it's going to show them. So when they're in the directory, right, they're going to see, you know, they can go to categories, they can go to locations, and then my profile. And that'll show the link. So they can go to their profile and they can either update it, improve it, change it, edit it, as it were. And then you're setting up these the email notifications that I think I talked about earlier for them to get their profile updated. So you're going to select when to send it for the first time, right? You're going to say, hey, please send them a request to finish their profile one day after they first logged in with the primary data, right? Sometimes, you know, if you're just trying to get things moving for people, you don't want to inundate them with massive amounts of data collection. So you're just going to say, give me a phone number and move on, email and move on. And then this will then back that up so that the next day or the next hour, the next few minutes, it'll ask them to please continue creating their profile. Of course, you got to remember to save as you go along. And if you're using the white label directory, then you got to enter your white label URL there. Of course, the white label works only if you have your own dedicated, domain service provider and hosting site to host the files. On this part, so we also had a request that within our campaigns, which are in Agency Snap, and I had some requests today, and we'll try to talk about how we can migrate more of the SMS features of Agency Snap into EngageSnap, because obviously it's far more robust, it's already built. And the only reason that we would need to do that, because I talked about how you could just webhook over into Agency Snap from EngageSnap to get more of the robust SMS broadcasting features, as it were. The one question was, right, but then I have to use separate phone numbers, and so then people might get confused if they're getting messages from an unknown phone number. And while that may be true, if you're using the token for business name in the message, regardless of the phone number that comes over, they're going to see Agency Snap just sent you a message inviting you, or, you know, Olive Garden or whoever, the business name. So they're going to recognize the business name regardless of recognizing the phone number. But it is something that we're considering to do to get, you know, a little bit more integrated with EngageSnap with some of these other features that are not as easy, or not everything is over there. And if you want to use a single phone number, because you can't share phone numbers across the two platforms, because EngageSnap is a standalone platform outside of Agency Snap, which is why if you assign a TxTDash number there, you cannot use the same phone number over here. It has to be a separate phone number, two separate phone numbers, as it were. Maybe, though, as Ed has talked about the spoofing, maybe instead of that, we could bring a spoofing system over here, and I might be completely talking crazy, and Ed can correct me, but maybe just a spoofing system over here so that if they do want to make it look like it's coming from the same number, it can. I have no idea.
Yeah, you can't spoof SMS, unfortunately.
Ah, bummer. Anyway.
Some people claim they can do it, but they can't. We're at the Switch. We talked to the people that actually designed the whole system that actually sends SMS, going back how many years? So yeah, you can't spoof an SMS.
All right. So that it just goes back to, you know, you can webhook it from EngageSnap over to Agency Snap to have more robust SMS broadcast system. But it will display a different phone number. But then again, tokens should ease that tension for anyone who's receiving a message from an unknown number, because at least with me, when I get text messages, I see in my notices, it gives me like the first line of the text. So I know who it's coming from regardless of the phone number. I don't recognize phone numbers anyway. So unless I've actually saved the phone number, into my phone as a contact, it's just a bunch of digits I don't recognize, because I don't know about you people, but I haven't dialed a phone number in I don't know how long. Everything is just a speed dial, quick connect, redial. I know my wife's phone number, thank goodness, but that's about the only phone number I know. If someone asked me, call my kid's school, if I had to call my kid's school in emergency, I have no idea what the phone number is, because I always just use Google. I'm like, all right, okay, Google, call XYZ school. And it just calls them. Oh, shoot, my phone's doing it right now. It's too good. So yeah, anyways, so I don't, and then I get messages from them, and I don't know, like I'll see a text message from some random number, and it's random to me because I don't recognize it, but it says the name of the kid's school, and so I know, oh, that's a message from the school. So, but yeah, if that is of great concern, then that's something that we can work on for everybody moving forward. Anyways, okay. So we're talking about you want to see what numbers you have assigned. So now you'll be able to see, you click on that, all of your numbers, all that you have in your portfolio and where they're assigned and who they're assigned to at a glance, and be able to scroll right through them with ease. We've also added when something is empty, when you can assign it, when it's available, so it's more easily defined versus trying to go, okay, which number can I use here? I'm not sure. So that'll be more visible to everybody. So now also, right, in your SMS settings, right, for TxTDash, you'll be able to add sub-accounts. This is for the clients, right, that they have their own account and you're adding their sub-accounts within it because you've outsourced them to pay and buy for their own account, and now you can bring it over and use their account instead of yours, let them pay their own SMS fees, as it were. We could do that with Twilio. If someone had their own Twilio account, you can do that. So they'll go to clients, they'll check the TxTDash sub account, and then select the client, choose their number. And that way you're also you're separating out those costs. You know who's got what and what's got who. And then I forget what this one does now. Use TxTDash sub account, right? Oh, on the cards as well, so they can set it up for their client, for the client's number, and keep those things segmented, as it were. You can add it to the pick list or select it from the pick list. And then we also had a request to remove the words TxTDash and Twilio from the client center, so it just shows the available phone numbers to them without, I guess, third-party advertising. So that is there now as well for request. And that's all I got on that, other than I was going to show you guys. So let me exit this, go to here, and I can show you in a loyalty card, as it were, the latest edition I was talking about with the smart form.
Glenn says adding sub-accounts is cool as long as we can add markup. Well, I'll tell you, you pretty much know what your end costs are going to be because all incoming is free and all outgoing is dirt cheap. Those are generally not going to use that many credits probably in the first couple months. So the best way to set up your payment packages is not, I wouldn't do it by each credit costs this much. I would do it by 2,000 credits, use them or lose them. That way you know your costs, and that's it. You know your costs are going to be, what, $4 a month for 2,000 SMS. And then when it hits that plateau, you just move up the bar a little higher.
Yeah, just just do, every, another 1,000 is another $10 or whatever.
I'm going to be straight up. Nobody in the SMS game is doing the credit stuff anymore. Like, it's 2 cents per credit. Nobody's doing that. They're just including everything into a package. They're either doing use them or lose them, or they're doing rollover. I wouldn't do rollover. I would just do use them or lose them. That's, people are used to doing that with cell phones, so they'll do it with this.
Yeah, use them or lose them chunks. and price it accordingly.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's fine. I'm a little brain fried today. I've been going since 5 a.m. my time nonstop, so I'm on hour 12. But it's okay, because so are you. You're very tired as well from all your work you're putting in. So what I was showing was on the smart form. This was the added piece. So we talked about how you want to enable a notification to them to remind them to finish their profile, and that can be SMS and email or both. But then on top of that, if you just send that the one time, hey, please finish this, and we'll give you a 2-for-1, and they don't finish it, well, then what? Well, now, and that's just where you set when you want to send it. Now you can say after the first notification is sent, keep sending notifications, right? Send them daily, weekly, or monthly until they complete their profile. So that's there for you guys to use and have fun and explore with. I was talking earlier today a little bit about notifications, and so the notifications on the loyalty card, so if you enable notifications, this is letting them know, hey, thank you for being a guest, here's your card. Right, so they've opted in, and the same with an email. So this is, I guess, if they've opted in from the kiosk, right, get your loyalty card by putting in your phone number. This is how they're going to get it, because then they put in their phone number through the kiosk, they click enter or go, and then this is what they're going to get sent, and it's going to say thank you, grab your, now you're a member, and here's your loyalty card. Social shares, we talked about this, right? You can give a lot of points that way. And I just wanted to reiterate that even that with loyalty cards, with coupons, with the coupon directory, with the loyalty card directory, we are at the mercy of Google, Firefox, Safari, whoever, for their browsers. And we can't control their browsers. I can't tell Google, I need your Chrome browser to recognize me every time and ask and enable, if someone's enabled pop-up blocker, to override it and make sure that add to home screen pops up every time. We don't have that kind of power over Google, right, Ed, or do we?
I'm sorry, I'm responding to people.
Silent. That's okay. So because we don't have that kind of power over Firefox or Google or Safari or whoever it may be, or whatever browser they may be using, there's obviously never going to be the guarantee of the add to home screen right here, enable add to home screen, popping up and then being able to save it to their home screen and having the cool little icon like it's an app mingled in there with all of their other apps on their phone, taking up their screen space, their real estate on their screen. So what I've actually done, and I cleaned up the screen on my phone immensely, because with all of the testing I've done and all the support tickets, I probably had 100 PWAs on my phone, and I had moved them all into like a file, so it was a single button on my app screen. But even that button, when I opened it, it was scrolling through several pages because there were so many of them. Well, I took my own advice and I went through and I just added them all as bookmarks in their own bookmark folder in my browser. So now I just go bookmarks, file, PWAs, and then they're all just listed there, and I can just scroll through and pick which one I want. That I found to be more easy a task and manageable than going through the add to home screen, especially if it's not natural and doesn't happen as a pop-up, to just go ahead and instruct people to just bookmark their loyalty card, bookmark the directory, bookmark the coupon, because then it's bookmarked, and because it's just a URL page, and so now they can always go to it via their bookmarks very easily. That And then also to remember that even if they forget, let's say, to bookmark their loyalty card, but in order to first open it and get to it, they put in their name and their phone number. Well, every time they go to the business, as long as they have a kiosk set up or they have some sort of system where you can punch in your phone number, they can punch it in for you, you're going to get your loyalty points and you're going to get a notification on your phone. So it's going to work seamlessly anyways. Even if you forgot to save it, you'll be able to find it. They'll still be able to track you and reward you, as it were, because you're getting the SMS messages or the email messages, depending on how you have it set up, especially if you set it up to notify someone, for example, on an offer, right? To set up that you want to notify them when they've gotten a punch. If you want to notify them, thanks for claiming this offer, because it said, oh, available, and they grabbed it to claim it, and or just to send them a notification that, hey, by the way, you've unlocked the offer. So they're going to get all these notifications whether or not they remember to save it to their phone, because those are SMS or email, depending on how they registered. And then again, you can always randomly send out mass SMS to everybody with, obviously, you can put the token for the link to their card again. So if they click it, it will automatically open their card and remind them, by the way, bookmark this page for easy access in the future. So that's kind of my default go-to or my workaround, because it's so arbitrary. Because I've dealt with some of you where no matter what, you can't get the add to home screen, and some of you where you get it all the time, no problem. You've had no problems with add to home screen. And it always varies by device, by operating system, by the browser. And obviously, Apple seems to be a little more arduous because they have pop-up blockers embedded in them and kind of naturalized. But if I use a Samsung browser on my Samsung phone, it seems to always give it to me as an option. I don't have an issue. If I use Chrome, it's hit and miss, and if I use Firefox, it's hit and miss. Now, the benefit of still having people use Chrome and Firefox, though, is browser notifications, because you can opt them into browser notifications in the system, which is nice to send out push notifications as a browser notification. So those are just a couple of updates and workarounds and how-tos that I wanted to go over on the loyalty card, what notifications mean. We know about the shares. And same with coupons. It gets a little more, and here's an example I'll give to somebody about a reminder on how to utilize a reminder per se. Oh, I don't want coupons. I want manage coupons. Sorry, hold on. So let's say, for example, I have this coupon, or it could be a generic coupon, right? The reminders, let's say that I want to make a reminder, like here's a reminder that's set up. And for example, if I want a reminder that I want to go out in the middle of every month.
Just so you know, Keith, for some reason, I think GoToWebinars is having issues, because all of a sudden, like right around like 2 minutes ago, for me at least, your video started getting choppy, so it looks like your mouse is jumping around. So I almost don't even know exactly how you got to reminders, even though I know how you got there. For anybody on this call that doesn't know how to get there, you might want to just move your mouse.
Well, if you get into a coupon, right? You're into one of your coupons. You're going to go over, and at the top tab, you're going to have reminders. And so you're going to name your reminder. Now, this reminder could be, let's say I want it to be my bi-weekly or bi-monthly or weekly, right? Bi-weekly reminder. I want to send an SMS that says blah, 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 blah. And I want to put those tokens in there. And I want to send an email, and it's from, me, and reply to whatever, and subject, and tokens, and blah, 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 right? So what's going to trigger it, though? well, I'm saying this is bi-weekly, or maybe I mean to say bi-monthly. Let's say I want this is a coupon, and this coupon is good for a month, right? And so I want it to go out in the middle of the month to remind them, or it expires at the end of the month. And I would say before the event date, I want it to send out 15 days before the event day. Well, that would be right in the middle of the month if that coupon expires at the end of the month, right? Or if their birthday's at the end of the month, if I'm selecting birthday. Or if I'm doing a coupon expire, it would be 15 days. Well, let's say maybe it's the end of the month. So I want to do 15 days before the end of the month. Well, that means right in the middle of the month, they're going to get this message. So that's a way you can set a trigger so that in the middle of the month or every few, so I can say, okay, let me do it this way. I could say I want to do one that at the beginning of the month, and I want to do it 7 days. So the first week of the beginning of the month, and I can save that one, right? And this will be for month start, right? And I can add that reminder. And then I can make another one that's month start, and I can say that I want that to be after, and I want it to be at 21 days, right? 21 days. So then I save those. So now I'm adding these reminder triggers, right? So that they get it twice a month. I forgot to make another one, but anyways, you guys get the idea. So that's how you can make a reminder for a coupon, and maybe it's a living coupon that's always in existence, like because every other week it's 2 for 1, and you have that coupon. That's a way that you can schedule it to go out kind of regularly for everybody as a trigger. Same with before something ends, because someone asks, how do I do like a Happy New Year? Well, you make a coupon, and you make that coupon expire on midnight of New Year's Eve, and then you want to put coupon expire, send on event date, and you would make that trigger, and that would be the event that says, hey, Happy New Year, and it's just a coupon that just says Happy New Year, we love you, you're great, thanks for being a loyal customer. And that's a way that you can send something out to somebody in that way, shape, or form. So that's kind of an idea of how to use reminders for people in a roundabout way that aren't specifically just about expiration dates or birth dates, as it were.
I want to add too, and you guys are selling a coupon service, or you're selling loyalty, directory, whatever you guys are selling, always utilize that reputation tool. That service alone, there's customers, at least from another system that I've seen, that are paying $99 a month just for that service, just to send an autoresponder out. I've talked to several people, including you, Keith. There is a demand to create a reputation portal, so we might be adding that to this system probably here within a month. We're trying to fit it in the schedule of everything we got to do.
Yeah, but as it is now, this is a pretty solid reputation management tool, because if you set this up, whether you're going to use a Google Place ID or you're going to use Yelp or TripAdvisor or whatever other site you want to use, right? And when you want the request to go out, obviously you have to have collected either an email or a phone number in order to be able to send this out. This, works best with a SMS. But I have this set up simply to work with, a keyword short code that I set up with a coupon. So they text in for the coupon. In fact, I'll pull this up for you guys and show you. And I think I've shown this before, but I will bring it up to fruition again to show you guys how simple this system is. Now, granted, you have to collect their information. They have to give you their phone number or their email, as it were. And with that, you can then execute this. I'm going to show you my example of how this works. Hold on here. So, hey, okay, so, oops. I'm going to pause that, but I'll just skip ahead. So I showed like someone enters in their phone number because they're entering into this program, right? That redirected to the website, but this showed them get the text. Yes, after I entered into the kiosk, I got a message. Yes, so I put Y, right? And then it skips ahead. Here's a special offer for you. Reply with your name because I have it set up in the campaigns that I want to get more information. I want at least your phone number and your name, and that's all generated there so that once you give me your name, I then give you the coupon. So once you unlock the coupon, because you hit it to look at it, right? Well, what happens is because I've executed all that through the system, you're automatically going to then get this SMS that says, tell me what you think of all this. So I sent this, and then this automatically backs it up because you entered into the campaign. I had it be immediate, like I think, it was 5 minutes from entering the campaign. Now it gives you the request for the review.
And there you can see the importance, too, of using logos and the content, because when that is put on a device, when it's sent to an SMS is sent, it picks up those OG tags from that page you're on right now and displays it right into the little SMS, I can't even think what I'm saying it, the messaging dashboard on your phone.
Exactly. And then it looks cool because, we have...
Oh, you there?
Yeah, I'm just letting it go.
Oh, I got you.
You can't hear me talking?
Dude, for a second there, I thought you were actually, I didn't even see that you were playing a video.
Oh. Okay. So I'm just showing if you go low, it's a for your eyes only request, and then if it goes high, then it automatically launches for you to leave the review, the preferred review. And so so that right there is all set up right inside. Whoops, where's
and I'm going to tell you what, that using SMS to try to get reputation is becoming more and more valuable, because what's happening is, and I'm starting to see this, at least with Michelle, my wife, and how she uses her phone. She mostly uses, I don't usually get on my phone that much, but when she goes to stores, Google is starting to get really aggressive with trying to get feedback or reviews.
It doesn't matter where. I could not. Yeah, that happens to me all the time now. Like every time I go to pick up my kids from school, it asks me to rate the school.
Yep, and then somehow their phone, they're detecting how long you're standing in a certain spot that you might be doing business there, so they send you a reputation request or review request, and it's getting so bad that it's to the point where now you have to start disabling your alerts. So now SMS reputation starts becoming even more valuable, because it's to the point where it's so aggressive, it's irritating when you go to swipe down to see all your messages. All you see is, how was your visit at Walgreens? How was your visit at Myers? How was your visit at Bell Tire? It's like, we don't want those in our message panel.
Yeah, it's nonstop, and it's like rate it, or tell us more. Where, like the one I'm getting now that's really bizarre, it's like it's asking me to tell them where the entrance is. I forget, I was at a supermarket. I was like, tell us where the entrance is. I'm like, what? Why would you need me? It's like it's a hook. It's to hook me into saying okay, and it's just Google that says, oh, so is this the entrance? And it's like a picture of the front of the store, and then you click yes, and then it says answer a few more questions. Is there free parking? Is there handicap access? Is there this? Is there that? It just leads you right into all of this information. So it is annoying.
And Google, they're going to start getting the metrics on all this, and they're probably going to find out that there's going to be a relationship between them sending all these useless messages and notifications to people actually turning off the alert services on their phone, because it's not something they want to see.
Yeah, it's actually, it's gotten pretty annoying. Every business I walk into, Google's asking me to rate it, and I may not have even been a customer there. So that's also the pros and the cons are this. The pro is, wow, a business doesn't even have to pay for that, and people are being solicited to leave reviews. The con is I may not have visited that business, but it thinks I was there, and because it thinks I was there, it'll let me post my review. And so I can get in there and say, oh, it was garbage. I would never eat here again, even though I never ate there.
People should start leaving reviews like, I don't know why I keep getting these messages on my phone from Google, but it needs to stop. I'm giving this store 0 stars.
Yeah, exactly.
The stores are going to start complaining.
Right? Whereas a solicited message, meaning if you're sending one because someone actually gave you their information, they're actually a patron. It's more personalized because you can put your tags in there, right? Thanks for stopping by on this date. Wow, they know I was there on that date, right? Tell us how it was, and here's a review link. So it at least personalizes it, not to be so generic. So yeah, this is a great reputation management system, and yeah, it's missing a couple of the features and tools that are in the other
objects. Yeah.
It's missing some of the bells and whistles of the other system that Ed built for another guy. But Ed will just go ahead and migrate the best of it back over into here, and maybe we'll even just make it its own thing, and we'll just call it Reputation Snap. How about that?
Reps, I like it.
Does that sound good to you, Ed?
Yeah, and then obviously we do have to add the reputation into loyalty, because I think that's an integral part of all this as well. And obviously we can have it so that reputation will fire on a certain event. I think we could probably create in the interim, when you're setting up a deal, if it's possible, after a deal is claimed, for example, send SMS on claim.
So in here?
Yeah, you can do send SMS on claim, and then, or send SMS on punch.
Oh, I went to the wrong one.
Actually send the URL to the actual page to leave a review. I mean, obviously you're going to want to say, hey, how was your experience? Because when people actually can use their first gift from a loyalty program, that's where they're going to be happy and leave a good review. What do you think?
I think so. Or I was looking for, if I've set up a deal and it's their very first deal that they get, and they've executed the deal, that could trigger it. But that, of course, is being triggered off the coupon, which we already have set up. But yeah, totally. So in essence, if they're using a loyalty card and you want to get the best review when they're the happiest, it's going to be after they've achieved a reward, which is going to be a coupon anyways, which is going to have the reputation built into it when they use it. But yeah, it would be nice to add it into loyalty, where you can invite them even prior to them redeeming or claiming an offer.
Yeah, and so the question came up from Tressa. Can Google tell if we are review gating? Well, we're not review gating. Review gating is when you don't give the customer an opportunity to leave a negative review, which our system does. Yeah. So it gives the opportunity for that customer to vent, and if they want to escalate it with Google, they are more than welcome to do so using our system.
Yeah, because see, our system, where someone will say, oh, well, you're not allowed to solicit and filter bad reviews away from Google. We're not filtering bad reviews away from Google. This is an internal review system. I want to know how you did. And whether it's good or bad, I'm going to get that information. But if it's good, I'm going to go ahead and invite you and make it very easy for you to go ahead and leave the review somewhere else. That's what's happening. It's not give us a Google review and then it's a bait and switch where if it's negative, it never posts, and they think they're leaving a Google review. We're asking them to give us personal feedback. And hey, since it was so great, would you mind leaving that on Google too? Yeah, and then you give them that link automatically to Google or Yelp or whatever it is.
And
that's
obviously,
the difference between the
Google is always going to be king of the review business. Yelp, I mean, what is that cartoon, Michelle, that did the Yelpers?
I don't know.
Oh, do you see the South Park where they did the Yelpers? Oh my God, it's so funny. It's where they had a huge revolt of the store owners or the restaurant owners because everybody was coming in saying, I am a Yelp reviewer, so they expected all this free stuff.
Oh, right.
So they had a huge revolt, and they were just throwing all these Yelpers out of their stores. So if you guys get a chance, you can watch that probably on YouTube. It's South Park, and I think the episode name is Yelpers. It is pretty hilarious, but it's indicative. I mean, South Park doesn't usually bring out topics unless there is a real issue there. They kind of do it like in a sideways kind of deal where it's indirect, but they try to bring it to light of issues in the marketplace or in the world. And I think that Yelpers won't spot on. It's just a bunch of know-it-all yuppies that are leaving reviews, and one bad experience can ruin a business's reputation if you're on Yelp. I mean, a bad review on Google is like 1,000 times less than a bad review on Yelp, because Yelp is so dominant with their review system and how to penalize people for not. They actually penalize people for not using their products and services on Yelp, which is bullshit.
Yeah. But
if you buy all their fancy gadgets and toys from Yelp, you're gonna get some of the best treatment, and all the great reviews are gonna come in all of a sudden. Like,
yeah, buy their Wi-Fi marketing system, buy their this, buy their that, and you name it. And then
that's review gating, if you ask me.
Yeah, right. And then just to finish off, I went over this again. So every customer has to have a campaign. And I know some have said, but I'm not going to use a kiosk. I don't need a campaign. I'm just building a loyalty card. That's all they want. That's all they need. And then some coupons. And maybe this needs to be rebranded to what you want to call it is campaign/location, because this tells the system where that coupon's data harvesting belongs to, so that when you do a mass SMS, and I give this example of Outback Steakhouse. Let's say Outback Steakhouse is my customer. Well, there's an Outback Steakhouse in Vista, there's one in Oceanside, there's one in San Diego, there's one in Los Angeles, XYZ, blah, blah, blah. This helps segment.
You're a Yelper, aren't you?
This helps segment which locations each campaign is for, meaning that Outback Steakhouse might not want to send a message to every Outback Steakhouse customer across the country for an offer that's only really going to be good in Vista, California. So that's where in here it would say what my campaigns would be my client would be Outback, and my campaigns/location, maybe we could add that, Ed, it would be Vista, Oceanside, Los Angeles, Irvine, Anaheim, XY. Then I go, okay, I want to send it to Irvine, Anaheim, Vista, San Marcos are all the places I want to send this message to. So that's so that people understand that's why you have to make, in the essence of everything, you have to make a campaign. Now, in creating a campaign, you're like, yeah, but to create a campaign, I got to go through and build this whole kiosk box that I'm not going to use, and what a pain in the butt. I get it. But you have to at least build one, make it a skeletal system just so that it knows where to store the data. So go through and build one. Make it as simple as possible. And because once you build one and you make it as simple as possible, then all you have to do for each location, because you say, yeah, I'm not going to use the check-in kiosk. I'm not going to use the tablet to collect info. I'm not going to do gamification, spin to win, scratch. I'm just not going to do it. That's okay, because what you'll do in the end is, sorry, I keep hitting the wrong button, is once you build one, all you have to do is go, okay, that's a location. I got the bare bones. You're going to go, and then you're just going to duplicate it. And then you're going to name it the name of that location, and duplicate, and name that location, and duplicate, and name that location, and do it, and then just have to do some minor changes to it, like what the keyword is for that campaign if you're using a keyword, and just a few changes to it. But that way you have everything tied in that you need to for the campaign. So you've got to have a client, Outback Steakhouse. Campaign/location is Vista, Oceanside, San Marcos, San Diego, whatever it is. So now as I'm making my coupons and it asks me, who's this coupon customer? it all makes sense, and it all is a chain link for the connection. And I keep doing the wrong one. Sorry, guys. So the connectability is there to know where that information belongs to, so that you can go, okay, this coupon's assigned to this campaign, which is this business name, right? So when you go in to do a mass SMS, it works. Hope that makes sense to everybody. But you have to start with A is a client, B is a campaign, then you can go on to coupons and cards and directories, as it were. That's all I got.
Okay. Michael Pine, I mean, he kind of proves my point here. He says he had a client that refused to advertise with Yelp, and magically within a few hours, Yelp removed 40 reviews. What kind of crap is that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Man, they're like a mob boss over there, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so if a customer engages... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say that Bare Roots, they boycotted Yelp because of the same stuff. They absolutely have nothing to do with them and want nothing to do with them because of the same crap.
Well, it's funny. It's weird because with Google, they do have preferential treatment for certain businesses for a keyword, and that's only because they base it on the reviews that their store has. That gives you a better listing in the Google 6-pack or 4-pack, whatever they want to call that. That's how you reward it with Google. And Yelp, everything that you do on Yelp is detrimental if you're a business owner. All that work you do to get those 40 reviews, to have it gone, I mean, there's nothing you have to buy with Google to get reviews and to be able to keep them, unlike Yelp, of course, which we've just seen in Michael's example. I mean, I'm right. And if you guys have to watch that cartoon. It's pretty funny, but they hit the nail on the head. Obviously, you're gonna watch.
I used to use Yelp for one reason, and well, two reasons. One was I used it to map all of the cool places I would eat across the country, because I used to travel daily. I used to live on the road for over a decade. For 15 years, I lived on the road. I lived in hotels on per diem for 15 years. And so I've eaten it if you've ever watched Food Network, and it's like diners, dive-ins and dives, or any of those type of shows, and like, oh, the best thing I ever ate and all of those things, those were my roadmaps. And I used to go to, whenever I was in one of those towns, I'd go to the place that was featured on one of those shows and eat at it. And then if I liked it, I would mark it. And so if I was in a place, I'd be like, I know there's somewhere here that I like. I would just pull up Yelp, and it would show all the places in the area near me that I'd eaten at, and I could remember why I went there and what was cool about it. The second reason I used Yelp, and I haven't opened Yelp in years now because I don't travel anymore, was checking in places, because you'd become like the Duke or the Earl or the King or whatever if you had the most check-ins for that location. And I used to do it at places so that I could always be like, I have, it's this competition thing. I have more check-ins than anyone else here. I'm the king of this location. And I remember trying to get it at the San Diego airport, and I could never get it. Even though I had like 1,300 check-ins, I still could never, ever, I was never, ever close enough to be crowned like the king. I was like, man, someone is traveling way more than me, clearly.
I'll address one last question, and then we close her up. Glenn says, I just provisioned a landline for 2 of my SMS clients. What do I do? So when you get those off-netted, as we say, please wait like 5 to 10 minutes just to make sure it's fully propagated. You're then going to go to the button Learn and Build inside Textria, and then you're going to put the words in, all one word, ping pong, P-I-N-G, P-O-N-G. If you get a response that says like a few random letters, and you'll get it'll say like AL ping pong, that means that it's provisioned, it's ready to go, and you can start assigning it to any system you want it to be on, for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
Last question, Randy Grabler. how is your college guy doing on the sales end? I forget which text program he's selling. He's actually starting to sign up people to work under him. So I'm going to give you guys an update on that hopefully soon too. It does look pretty good. How do we submit a ticket to change TxTDash plans? Just submit it through the Beacon Snap support desk.
Or this one. Will this one work too? Either support desk?
Glenn says, no, these are provisioned landlines. What do I do to send messages? Well, you got to create an SMS campaign inside of EngageSnap or inside of Beacon Snap, quote unquote, or slash EngageSnap or Agency Snap. Man, I'm tired, guys. We got to close this one up, guys. So with that said, you got to start playing the music. Start playing the music.
The outro. Play the outro.
Is it ready?
Does that mean I got to play it backwards?
No, but we
All right, guys, if you guys have any questions, make sure you guys hit us up on our support desk. Thanks, Keith, John, and Elena for hopping on. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace, love, and hair grease. I'm going to go see Michael McDonald tonight.
Oh my.
Yamo be there.
Yeah, that is Yamo be there.
Heck yeah. All right, guys. Peace out.